Messier 31, the Andromeda Galaxy. The year is 954 CE in Persia. Astronomer Abd al-Raham al-Sufi has just published their book, The Book of Fixed Stars. Within this book contains the first recorded mention of the celestial body known today as the Andromeda Galaxy. Located roughly 2.5 million light-years away from our own Milky Way galaxy, the Andromeda Galaxy is the closest spiral galaxy to our own solar system. It is so close, in fact, that it is able to be observed clearly even without the use of a telescope. According to NASA's article, Messier 31, though it can be seen at any time, it, quote, is best observed in November. Part of the reason as to why it's so visible is because of its proximity, but also because of its apparent magnitude of 3.1. While this isn't unnaturally bright by any means, this is about average brightness for visible stars. Discovery of Messier 31. When talking about the Andromeda Galaxy, one name always comes to mind, that being the name Edwin Hubble. Edwin Hubble, though he didn't discover the Andromeda Galaxy, made some incredible discoveries regarding it. One of, if not perhaps the most important discovery made by Hubble, was his discovery that inside M31 there was an observable point of variable light. That variable light was found to be a Cepheid variable star, which proved that M31 was in fact a separate galaxy. This was a monumental discovery, proving that there was not only another galaxy in very close proximity to us, but, to quote GBH's article, Hubble's groundbreaking image of the Andromeda Galaxy turns 100, it marked a turning point in the space world that led to a major discovery. Other galaxies exist. Using his Hooker 100-inch telescope, Hubble captured a plate of M31. It was in this plate, identified as H335H, that Hubble made his discovery of the Cepheid variable star. Hubble had marked, quote, var over the plate, signifying his discovery. Though, interestingly enough, on that same plate, there is an observable letter N that is marked out. This is a point to the fact that initially, Hubble thought that what he was observing was a nebula, which he then went on to correct with his marking of, quote, var. This var image is now an iconic piece of history. Though Hubble was the one to prove M31 as a galaxy, before him there were other theories to explain what the object that would later be identified as the Andromeda Galaxy might be. There were two big theories before Hubble's observation. Those two theories were made by Harlow Shapley and Herbert Curtis. According to the website The Planets, Harlow Shapley believed that the spiral nebulae would reside just on the outer rim of our Milky Way galaxy. He also predicted that the Milky Way would be bigger than it by comparison. Herbert Curtis, however, believed the opposite. Rather than believing these nebulae to be small and residing within our galaxy, he believed that the nebulae were actually large and far away. This concept, proposed by Curtis, was called island universes by him. He came to this conclusion as he, according to the website The Planet, compared different novae from the galaxy and observed that they are much fainter than the ones seen in other areas of the sky. With this in mind, he came to the conclusion that those novae were actually far away. In the end, Hubble's observation proved Curtis to be correct. Characteristics of the Andromeda Galaxy. But now that M31 has been established to be a galaxy, what kind of galaxy is it? What are its characteristics? The Andromeda Galaxy is what's known as a spiral galaxy, or, more specifically, it is a barred spiral galaxy. A barred spiral galaxy shares many of the same characteristics of a regular spiral galaxy. A spiral galaxy being commonly identified by having a central bulge, comprised of many stars, with many spiral arms connecting to the central bulge. What separates a barred spiral galaxy from a regular spiral galaxy is that, in a barred spiral galaxy, the central bulge is elongated in a bar-like formation. This is one characteristic that our Milky Way galaxy shares with the Andromeda Galaxy, both of them being classified as a barred spiral. The Andromeda Galaxy, also like our Milky Way, is located in a local group in our universe. The local group is like our neighborhood in the galaxy. Comprised of 40 other galaxies, gravity binds us together. While normally, because of the expansion in the universe, galaxies have been discovered to be moving away from us, that isn't the case in our neighborhood. The Andromeda Galaxy makes this fact abundantly clear. Though, as mentioned prior, the Andromeda Galaxy is said to be 2.5 million light-years away, that's not as far as it may seem. Of course, 2.5 million years for humans would take generations upon generations to cross. In the grand scheme of space, it is closer to us than most other things in the universe. Eventually, as a result of gravity pulling the Milky Way and the Andromeda together, the Milky Way and Andromeda will collide. This collision will result in a concept known as a merger. A merger is when two galaxies of similar size collide, resulting in a reaction that births a new, elliptical galaxy. Though the fate of both our galaxy and the Andromeda Galaxy is essentially sealed, this isn't something to worry about, at least not for a few billion years. Though this merger is predicted to occur, the estimated time for it to actually take place is approximately 2 to 3 billion years into the future, way farther than any of us will ever live. Facts about the Andromeda Galaxy. The Andromeda Galaxy's initial name, Messier 31, according to the Earth Sky article, The Andromeda Galaxy, All You Need to Know, derives from a list made by the French astronomist Charles Messier. In this list, M31 was classified as the 31st object, resulting in the name Messier 31. However, its other name, Andromeda, according to the website The Planet, comes from its location in the constellation of Andromeda, that constellation being named after that of a princess in Greek mythology. For a long time, the Milky Way galaxy was thought to be the most expansive galaxy in our local group, but it was later found that the Milky Way is only around 80% of the mass of the Andromeda Galaxy, comprised of an estimated 1 trillion stars, which dwarfs the Milky Way's 200 to 400 billion. The Andromeda Galaxy, according to the Planet site, is probably the most massive galaxy in the local group. In 1885, before the Andromeda Galaxy was known to be a whole nother galaxy, there was observed to be a supernova within the galaxy, known as Nova 1885. This was a huge find, as this was not only the first and only supernova to occur within the Andromeda Galaxy, but the first supernova to be found outside our own galaxy. This is not to say that it's the first to occur ever outside of our own galaxy, but rather that it is the first that we saw. Conclusion. The Andromeda Galaxy is our neighbor in the universe. First observed in 954 by astronomer Abd al-Rahman al-Sufi, and later understood by Edwin Hubble. The Andromeda Galaxy marks a significant discovery in scientific history, proving the existence of other galaxies not just near us, but in the greater universe, the discovery of which is still being felt even a century later.